It's the NFL on EA Sports.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So the Packers make their way out for the first time, and it's Jordan Love that has the keys to the car here in his 5th season as a pro and 2nd as a starter.
Well, in prep for this one, it was fun talking with the defensive staff because they had to review last week's game tapes where he threw for over 400 yards. And they started ho-humming that performance. And finally, you said he threw for over 400. That's got to be significant. That's why he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
They better be careful what they wish for, ho-humming. He might do it again here in this one. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 15 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Love from the gun on 3rd down. To the sideline and incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
The kick by McManus is good, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put them in field goal range.
And one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Vikings to go on offense for the first time, and it's a rookie at the helm, the 10th overall pick back in April out of Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
And he's got to be feeling pretty good about himself right now because he's coming off of a strong performance in the team's win last week. And you can just tell, even early in his rookie season, he's starting to get really comfortable out there, and things are starting to fall into place. In fact, in talking to the rival defensive coordinator, the team he's facing this week, he told me this young man's starting to get it.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 6. Jefferson going to go in motion right. Have the Vikings first down as he'll get this up to the 39. The Vikings at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. To the air again, McCarthy. That's to the left side where he's got Naylor. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. On the ground, this is Devon Achane.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
This defense for the Packers, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
There's a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And Jefferson's going to have the Vikings first down as he takes it down to the 20-yard line. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Over the middle and complete to Addison.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. To the air with McCarthy.
This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Throwing is McCarthy.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. A big loss there of about 7 yards on first and goal, so now it's second down.
Well, surprise, surprise. First and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak, no running play. They decide to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Vikings have answered that early field goal to take a first quarter lead.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. Raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
From his end zone, it's Corey Ballantyne. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Play fake. Here's Love. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 24 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He has it complete to Christian Watson.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
You look at this defense for the Vikings.
This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game, because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. And it's a Packers touchdown.
Christian Watson
From 6 yards away.
and the Packers have retaken the lead.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 10-7. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's McCarthy. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 38-yard line. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
Now McCarthy.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson
With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Vikings have moved out in front.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. Throwing. Love. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Love now. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Tucker Kraft,
An 11-yard touchdown.
and the Packers have yet again retaken the lead.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now 17-14.
You're going back there on the kick block. You've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense and Justin Jefferson set to take over once more.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Devontae Wyatt
Coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Here's 3rd and a few inches.
Looking to throw.
McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than...
Under pressure, and down he goes.
Devontae Wyatt.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here is third and quite a ways. They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
He gets that one complete to Wicks.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down. Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Byron Murphy there on the tackle.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Play action this time with Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10
at their own 24. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Completed out left to Dobbs.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Love from the gun.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a 1st down.
Jacobs going to try the middle. He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The offense on third down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. The corner, Stephon Gilmore, on the stop. From the 21, here's 2nd down and 5. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 77 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and 1st down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Jacobs is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with to have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that. Touchdown! Tucker Kraft with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as they have taken the lead. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Now McManus for the extra point. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. So that one along after the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. McCarthy going to throw again. Complete. Jefferson the target.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They'll look to throw again.
This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
To the air with McCarthy.
Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson
On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Vikings will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football.
So problems there on the return, very costly, not what you need when you've just surrendered the lead.
Not at all, because this now has a chance to really snowball on them quickly. Their offense was on the sidelines talking about getting on the field and getting that score back.
On play action, now McCarthy. That went out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
To pass, here's Jordan Love.
Finds his receiver, Watson.
As the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
3rd and 5.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And it's knocked away. incomplete. Coverage there by the safety, Harrison Smith.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Powell on the return. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's McCarthy. Open man is Naylor. He's got it.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before break. McCarthy. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime in it. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Middle of the field to Jefferson.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
More of the same right there. He's up to 15 catches now this ball game alone. Here is 3rd down and 4. Throwing is McCarthy.
That is caught and able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the first down.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And they'll send the tight end in motion.
To the air again, McCarthy.
Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game. Now McCarthy.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
Here's a tap forward by McCarthy on a touch pass.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line.
Achane will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge, an opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
On now is the Packers punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
The drive starts with a run from Achane. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
Here's 2nd and 7. McCarthy operating from the gun. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Shoves him aside. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. Down to about the 32.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Third down from the gun, McCarthy. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Love looking to throw it. He gets that one complete to Wicks. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 93 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Love now. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guy. That's got to be a sigh of relief.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Love. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a fourth down. Well played.
The kick by McManus is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And out now come the Vikings. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this. Back now at Lambeau. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. A run straight ahead with Achane. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Up the middle, Achane. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And his fine first half of the season continues. That is his 50th catch already. Well on his way to the century mark and perhaps even significantly beyond that. Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
From the 23, here's a 2nd down and 9. Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 12-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. And that's the big one right there, his 22nd catch of the game. Just an impossible number, and that tops a previous NFL mark of 21, which was set by Brandon Marshall of the Broncos in December of 2009. Congratulations to him.
They'll look to throw now on first down. This will be caught at about the 6. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Back to the ground, Achane.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run.
Still going. Now look out. He's to the 20.
Touchdown, Packers.
Josh Jacobs, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. Love throwing for it.
And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And able to get this out to the 25. Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The numbers there tell the story. That last completion going to move him up over 400 yards passing now for the game. The ball under 32. It's 2nd and 2.
They'll send the tight end in motion left.
From the shotgun, McCarthy going underneath. He's got Hawkinson. And Hawkinson going to have the Vikings first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37.
It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Looks again for T.J. Hawkinson, and he's got him again.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
McCarthy going to throw again.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
To the air with McCarthy.
Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay.
Delayed game.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 3rd down.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over 200 on this drive. That should give them a little extra motivation because they love it when backs break that barrier.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can do it. On the handoff, this is Jacobs.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
To pass, here's Jordan Love.
To Dobbs, and he hauls it in. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Love.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here's Love. Watson making the catch.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. He hits Jacobs here on the crossing route.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
This is 1st and 10. back to the running game with Jacobs.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
They'll come up now on second down. Here's Jacobs.
And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Did you see them hold up four fingers at the start of the fourth quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The fourth quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
Extra point from McManus is good, and they will take a 7-point lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays.
And it's capped off by the late touchdown. It's a 7-point lead here in the final minute of the game.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 7. A little under 50 seconds to go. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on first down. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the fourth.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Back to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
A little less than 40 seconds remaining. Here comes 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field?
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in? So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is.
He'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them to completion.
He's back to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
The Lambeau faithful making as much noise as they can. It's 3rd down.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Going for it, here's McCarthy.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though, a few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the 4th quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for Green Bay, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home